I had somebody coming at me in comments on social media trying to say that because I'm saying that we esteem the feasts, all that's done away with, the old covenant. And these people are highly, highly deceived in lawless idolatry if they think that they're going to inherit the kingdom by working lawlessness and not guarding the commandments of the Most High Yah. It is Shalom Mashpaka Baruk Atah Yahuah Adonai Most High. So I wanted to share with you guys something that came across my radar when my beautiful Shah, hi honey, shared some information, which she always shares great information, regarding a certain famous entrepreneur person whose name shall not be mentioned. It would be like Noel Scum. Controversial figure involved in fantasy things like convertibles in space. Anyway, this video was about his father and things that he was involved with. And amazingly enough, like the very next day, while reading through scriptures on Shabbat dawning, we were in Genesis 34, where there's a story about the sister of the 12 sons of Yashar'Al and something that happened to her when she was a little girl. And it angered the brothers greatly, and two of them took decisive action. And I think it's really important for us all to understand how the Father viewed their actions and what that means about people who are in lawless idolatry, who practice these things that are unclean to Abba Yahuwah, and how he views them. So please bear with me as I go through 2 chapters of scripture and try to paint you a picture without getting this information taken down. And so please share it with others that it may become more known. So let's go into the book of Genesis chapter 34. Okay? And I'm going to be reading here. Dynah, the daughter of La'ah, which she bore unto Yaakov, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivi prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Yaakov, and he loved the damsel, and he spoke kindly unto the damsel. And Shechem spoke unto his father Hamor, saying, Get me this damsel to be my Ashah. And Yaakov heard that he had defiled Dinah his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle in the field. Yaakov held his Shalum until they were come. Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out unto Yaakov to commune with him. And the sons of Yaakov came out of the field when they heard it, and the males were grieved, and they were very wroth, because he had wrought folly in Yashar'Al, in lying with Yaakov's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. And Hamor communed with him, saying, The soul of my son Shechem longs for your daughter. I palal that you give her to be his Ashah. And make ye marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. And ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get your possessions therein. And Shechem said unto her father and unto her brethren, Let me find favor in your eyes, and what you shall say unto me, I will give. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according to as you shall say unto me, but give me the damsel to be my Ashah. And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor his father deceitfully, and said, because he had defiled Dinah, their sister. So they're laying a trap. And they said unto them, we cannot do this thing to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach unto us. But in this will consent unto you, if ye will be as we be, that every male of ye be circumcised. Then will we give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters unto us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. But if you will not hearken unto us to be circumcised, then we will take our daughter, and we will be gone. And their words pleased Hamor and Shechem, Hamor's son. And the young man deferred not to do the thing, because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than the house of his father. And Hamor and Shechem, his son, came unto the gate of their city, and communed with the males of the city, saying, These men are full of shalom. These men are shalomable with us. Therefore, let them dwell in the land and trade therein. For the land, behold, it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us for Ashim, and let us give them our daughters. Only herein the males consent unto us, for to dwell with us, to be one people, if every male among us be circumcised as they are circumcised. Shall not their cattle and their substance and every beast of theirs be ours? Only let us consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. And unto Hamor and unto Shechem his son hearkened all that went out of the gate of his city, and every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gate of his city. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, that the two of the sons of Jacob, Shamuan and Lewi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword, and came upon the city boldly, and slew all the males. And they slew Hamor and Shechem his son with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of Shechem's house, and went out. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain, and spoiled their city, because they had defiled their sister. They took the sheep, and the oxen, and the asses, and that which was in the city, and that which was in the field, and all their wealth, and all their little ones. And their Ashim took they captive, and spoiled even all that was in the house. And Jacob said to Shamuan and Lawi, You have troubled me to make me stink among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and among the Perizzites. And I being few in number, they shall gather themselves together against me, and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, and I am my house. And they said, Should it be that they deal with our sister as with a harlot? All right, so this is the view I'm used to having, the understanding. There's stuff missing. So when we add the book of Yubalim in chapter 30, we're going to get a more complete picture. But let us understand, right? This thing, she was very, very young. It's going to tell us actually how old. And even though Jacob was concerned about how the neighboring pagans were going to treat them, being that they were in this strange land, or that they were strangers in the land, actually. Well, anyway, Yahuwah had a totally different take, and I think it's really important for us to understand that. All right, so Baruk Yahuah. So let me go to the book of Yubalim, chapter 30, and I'm going to start up here in verse 1. And in the first year of the 6th week, he went up to Shalum, to the east of Shechem, in Shalum, in the 4th month. And there they carried off Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, in the house of Shechem, the son of Hamor the Hivi, the prince of the land. And he lay with her, and he defiled her. And she was a little girl, a child of 12 years. Okay? So that should sound familiar to some of the things that we're dealing with today. It's not anything new. Okay? And some of these people truly are sick and lost. And he besought his father and his brothers that she might be given to him to be his Ashah. And Jacob and his sons were wroth because the males of Shechem, for they had defiled Dinah, their sister, and they spoke to them with evil intent and dealt deceitfully with them and beguiled them. All right. And Shamuan and Lawi came unexpectedly to Shechem and executed judgment on all the males of Shechem and slew all the males whom they found in it and left not a single one remaining in it. They slew all in torment because they had dishonored their sister Dinah. Remember, they did the circumcision thing, and then those males were, after they were circumcised, were very sore and probably not able to move very well at all. But there's more. And thus let it not again be done from henceforth, that a daughter of Yashar'Al be defiled, for judgment is ordained in the Shemayim against them, that they should destroy with the sword all the males of the Shechemites, because they had wrought a shame in Yashar'Al. And Yahuwah delivered them into the hands of the son of Yaakov, that they might exterminate them with the sword and execute this judgment upon them, and that it might not thus again be done in Yashar'Al, that a virgin of Yashar'Al shall be defiled. And if there is any man who wishes in Yashar'Al to give his daughter or his sister to any man who is of the seed of the other nations, he shall surely unalive, and they shall stone with stones. For he has wrought a shame in Yashar'Al, and they shall be burnt with fire, the females, because they have dishonored the name of the house of her father, and she shall be rooted out of Yashar'Al. Important thing to note, and a lot of you already understand this, when Yahuwah gave commandment for Yashar'Al to slay the inhabitants of these other lands, it's also because they were defiled, in that the sons of Elohim mixed with the daughters of man and created these Naphalim. So they're really like a type of human hybrids, and he wanted them rooted out. They're trespassers, and their judgment's still coming. Their judgment is still coming. Okay, verse 8. And let not an adulteress and an unclean be found in Yashar'Al throughout all the days of the generations of the earth, for Yashar'Al is Qadash, and or placed apart unto Yahuwah, and every man who has defiled it shall surely be unalive. They shall stone him with stones, for thus has it been ordained and written in the heavenly tablets, sapphire stones in the Shemayim, regarding all the seed of Yashar'Al. He who defiles it shall surely be unalive, and he shall be stoned with stones. And to this thurah there is no limit of days, no remission, nor an atonement, but the one who has defiled his daughter shall be rooted out of the midst of all Yashar'Al, because he has given of his seed to Molech, a demon, and wrought impurity so as to defile it. And do you, Masha, now commanded the children of Yashar'Al, and exhort them not to give their daughters to the other nations, and not to take for their sons any of the daughters of the other nations, for this is abominable before Yahuwah. For this reason I have written for you in the word of the thurah all the deeds of the Shechemites, which they wrought against Dynah, the little girl, 12 years old, and how the sons of Yaakov spoke, saying, we will not give our daughter to a man who is uncircumcised, for that we were to be an approach unto us. And it is a reproach to Yashar'Al, to those who live, and to those that take the daughters of other nations, for this is unclean and abomination to Yashar'Al. And Yashar'Al will not be free from the uncleanness if it has a woman of the daughters of the other nations, or has given any of its daughters to a man who is of any of the other nations. For there will be plague upon plague, and curse upon curse, and every judgment and plague and curse will come, if he does this thing, or hide his eyes from those who commit uncleanness, or those who defile the sanctuary of Yahuwah, or those who profane his Qadashayam, his placed apart name. Then will the whole nation together be judged for all the uncleanness and profanation of this man. Surely we know this is going to be coming upon this land and the whole world. And there will be no respect of persons, and no considering of persons, and no receiving at his hand of the fruits or offerings, or ascending smoke offerings, or fat, nor the fragrance of a sweet savor, so as to accept it. And so fare every man and woman in Yashar'Al who defiles the sanctuary. In other words, it's not something that can be atoned for made a sacrifice for. For this reason I have commanded you, saying, testify this testimony to Yashar'Al. See how the Shechemaim, or the Shechemites, feared, and their sons, how they were delivered into the hands of the two sons of Yaakov, slew them under tortures, and it was reckoned unto them for righteousness, and it was written down to them for righteousness' sake. Powerful. Powerful, Yashar'Al. And the seed of Lawi was chosen for the priesthood, and to be Levitical priests, that they might minister before Yahuwah as we continually, and that Louis and his sons may be Baruked forever, for he was zealous to execute righteousness and judgment on the vengeance of all those who arose against Yashar'Al. And so they inscribe as a testimony in his favor on the heavenly tablets Barukah and righteousness before Elohim of all. And we remember the righteousness which the man fulfilled during his life at all period of the year. Until 1,000 generations they will record it, and it will come to him and his descendants after him. And he has been recorded on the heavenly tablets as a friend and a righteous man. All this account I have written for you, and have commanded you to say to the children of Yashar'Al that they should not commit hatah, nor transgress the ordinances, nor break the oath, the agreement, which has been ordained for them, but that they should fulfill or complete and be recorded as friends. But if they transgress, working uncleanness in every way, they will be recorded on the heavenly tablets as adversaries, and they will be destroyed out of the Sephar of life, the book of life, and they will be recorded in the Sephar of those who will be destroyed, and with those who will be rooted out of the earth. This is reminding me, I had somebody coming at me in comments on social media, trying to say that because I'm saying that we esteem the feasts, all that's done away with, the old covenant, and these people are highly, highly deceived in lawless idolatry if they think that they're going to inherit the kingdom by working lawlessness and not guarding the commandments of the Most High Yah. It is a deception. It is a doctrine of devils, and it is not true, guys. Guard the commandments. Trust in Yahusha. Here it is again written right here. What happens to those who work uncleanness and transgress? They will be recorded on the heavenly tablets as adversaries rather than friends. Yeah, and they will be destroyed out of the Sephar of life, blotted out. And they will be recorded in the Sephar of those who will be destroyed and those who will be rooted out of the earth. And on the day when the sons of Yaakov slew Shechem, a writing was recorded in their favor in heaven that they had executed a righteousness and uprightness and vengeance on the transgressors, as it was written for as a Barukah. And they brought Dinah, their sister, out of the house of Shechem, and they took captive everything that was in Shechem, the sheep, the oxen, the asses, all the wealth, the flocks, and brought them to Yaakov, their father. And he reproached them because they had put the city to sword, for he feared those who dwelt in the land, the Canaanites and the Perizzites. And the dread of Yahuwah was upon all the cities which are around about Shechem, and they did not rise to pursue after the sons of Yaakov, for the terror had fallen upon them. Yahuwah delivered them into their hands, and then he protected them, because he counted it as righteousness. The Levitical priesthood was established through Lawi because of this righteous act that he had done. And I'm still trying to find out what it says about Shamuam. So please let me know if you know. All right? Barukah and Ahaba. I am Yarmayahu Ban Shamuan. Shalom Mashpaka. By the power and will of Yahweh, Yahusha, the Messiah, the one who we love him because he first loved us, right? Because while we were yet enemies at enmity with the Most High, he humbled himself, he took on flesh, he took on the role of a servant, he lived a perfect righteous or Qadash life. He willingly laid his life down. No one took it from him. He bore our iniquities on his body. He was impaled on a tree. He was in the tomb 3 days, and he rose again in power, in sovereignty, in majesty, in all esteem. All esteem Yahusha. Yahusha comes in the name of the Father, Yahuah. Baruk is he who comes in the name of the Most High. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. You'll also find the email in the description of all YouTube videos. So send us a message, a praise report, a prayer request. Much love.